So this is obviously a challenge for us as business leaders, and you've, as I said, been in business for 22 years in many senior kind of positions with larger companies. What significant kind of business and technology challenges have you had to kind of deal with as a leader in the past?
Yeah, I guess the most significant business challenge, I'm a techie. That's my background. Yeah. I never went into IT to start a business. I always felt that I had something to offer. I felt that a lot of people don't take that consultative approach. They don't really understand business enough to understand how they can deliver technology to best support that. So
that's interesting you saying that, because when we met before, when you were working with us in other customers, I think Huntsville was a company that you worked with before. I always had from yourself that you were thinking about the tech, but also thinking about the business as well, weren't you? You're like putting it into context of how the tech would be used as opposed to just the tech itself.
Exactly. And I was fortunate, very fortunate. My career I have milestones of good fortune in terms of starting off in an IT assistant role for a small printing company where the IT manager fell out with the business literally 2 weeks after I started, and I was given this IT manager role as a 21-year-old, so I was kind of chucked in the deep end at various points, which, were it not for these kind of different points of fortune along my career, I don't think I would have picked up that kind of business level exposure that I had. So starting the business, the biggest challenge obviously was at the time when I started it, I had all three of my kids at the time, and it was how do we start a business and keep paying the bills? And it was, when you're talking about a services business, there's great benefit to having what for us is a majority recurring revenue business. That's been actually at this time certainly invaluable. But at the same time, how do you do that and man a service desk? You need to employ people. So I didn't come in it with any seed capital. I, again, got very fortunate at the very start with a couple of big clients that really, really helped us out. And I'm delighted to say they're still clients now. And that good fortune, it's very hard to say, how do I, what advice can I give when I feel that in many cases I've been in the right place at the right time. But perhaps you make your own luck. I think, again, my drive has always been to help companies out with their technology. And
if you're running a successful business, that what kind of comes through, isn't it? And I think the challenges that you have, the challenges that all businesses have now, generally have a technology solution, don't they? We can't do this. This is the technology solution.
It's changed immeasurably. When I started, it was obviously servers in racks and in data centers. It was all about hardware. Even the IT industry was really about selling tin for large margins, and then software licenses, etc. And then my role throughout was kind of building the tools on top of that. As we know now, there's no money in hardware, and for many businesses, and I try not to prescribe a solution generalistically, but for most businesses of a smaller size, certainly cloud services are where you get the most value, where you get the most return on your investment, rather than investing in large servers which will ultimately need to be refreshed. We have that hybrid world now of platforms like Azure and Amazon Web Services, where we can have server-based tools, but again, without needing that tin. So that shift, and as you mentioned, really the idea now that we're talking about the systems that go on it, and actually more about outcomes. What do we need to do? We need a CRM system to help manage our clients. We need a ticketing system to really tie into that. We want it to back into our financial application. It really is now a lot more about integrating. I almost see our role as a service broker. We don't necessarily build email servers anymore. That's pretty much all I did for the first 10, 15 years of my career, was build Active Directory servers, Exchange servers, finance applications, etc. As we know now, most of that can come in as a service, but that doesn't mean you don't have the same rigor around security, around resilience, around reliability. There's just different ways of looking at it and different ways to measure that.